While everyone is watching XRP drop, institutions are doing something completely different. And it all starts with a hidden agreement most people ignored. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell, so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Let's begin with what recently surfaced. On March 31st, 2026, Gemini filed its annual 10K report with the SEC, and inside that filing was a critical detail that most people completely overlooked. Back in July 2025, Ripple extended a secured credit line to Gemini worth up to $150 million at an interest rate of 6.5%. At first glance, it looks like a standard financial arrangement, but things changed significantly in December 2025 when an amendment temporarily increased that credit line to $250 million and raised the interest rate to 7%, extending the agreement through July 1st of this year. The key detail is what this agreement is tied to: RLUSD requirements. This is where the situation becomes much more important. This is not just a simple loan or liquidity support. Gemini is required to hold and actively use RLUSD, and their activity levels are directly tied to it. If they fail to meet those requirements, they face higher borrowing costs through increased interest rates. As of the end of last year, Gemini had already borrowed around $154 million, backed by roughly $189 million in receivables. Ripple is not just acting as a lender here. It is functioning as a large-scale liquidity provider while simultaneously pushing RLUSD into real financial usage. This is how real adoption happens, not through hype or short-term excitement, but through enforced integration at the institutional level. And this is where XRP becomes important. When institutions are required to use RLUSD, those transactions flow through the XRP ledger, creating activity and demand within the ecosystem. That's the underlying mechanism that can eventually impact XRP's price. But this is only one piece of a much larger transformation. At the same time, traditional financial infrastructure is being upgraded to integrate digital assets directly into existing systems. Ripple's treasury solutions are being embedded into corporate financial workflows through major connectivity layers used by banks and enterprises. This creates a dual system where traditional banking rails operate alongside digital asset rails powered by Ripple's ecosystem, including XRP, RLUSD, custody services, and payment solutions. These systems are no longer separate. They are being connected, allowing value to move more efficiently between them. Now, when you step back and look at the broader picture, it becomes clear that major financial institutions are no longer ignoring crypto. They are actively integrating into it. Banks are expanding their exposure, advisors are recommending crypto assets, and the tokenization of real-world assets is accelerating rapidly. The projected growth in this sector is reaching into the trillions, which signals not just adoption, but a complete transformation of the financial system. Another important development is that multiple crypto-related companies are either approved for or awaiting U.S. banking charters. These specialized charters are designed to bridge the gap between traditional finance and crypto, making it easier to move value between fiat systems and digital asset networks. This reduces friction, increases accessibility, and accelerates adoption across both retail and institutional levels. While all of this is happening behind the scenes, retail investors are focused on price action. XRP has experienced multiple consecutive red months leading into 2026, creating fear and uncertainty. Many see this as a sign of weakness, but the timing tells a different story. Institutions do not enter markets at the top. They position themselves during periods of low sentiment and suppressed prices. This is where most retail investors make mistakes. They react emotionally to short-term price movements, panic during downturns, and often shift into other assets chasing quick gains. Meanwhile, institutions use these phases to accumulate, build infrastructure, and prepare for the next move. The current downward trend in XRP is one of the longest streaks on record, but every streak eventually comes to an end. Historically, extended periods of compression are followed by strong expansions. Downward pressure is not always a sign of failure. It can be part of a setup for a larger move. At the same time, global macro conditions are shifting. Liquidity cycles, monetary policies, and geopolitical factors are influencing capital flows. Increased money supply and institutional demand are setting the stage for the next phase of growth in the crypto market. Retail interest continues to expand globally, and even sovereign-level participation is beginning to emerge. However, many people are still missing the bigger picture. While Bitcoin often leads the narrative, the deeper transformation is happening within the infrastructure layer, where systems like the XRP ledger and RLUSD are being integrated directly into financial operations. When lending agreements require digital asset usage, when treasury systems embed blockchain solutions into daily workflows, and when banks evolve into crypto-integrated institutions, that represents a fundamental shift in how finance operates. The market has not fully priced in these developments because most participants are focused on short-term price movements rather than long-term structural changes. But historically, bear markets in crypto have served as phases of wealth transfer, from those who react emotionally to those who position themselves strategically. This time, the difference is the scale. The infrastructure being built is designed to support trillions of dollars in value, and XRP is positioned within that system, not outside of it. While some investors focus on negative sentiment and declining prices, others are paying attention to the underlying developments. Large-scale credit facilities tied to RLUSD, treasury systems integrating Ripple technology, and traditional financial institutions transitioning into crypto-enabled entities. All of these factors point toward one conclusion. This is not speculation. This is validation at a level the market has not seen before. In environments like this, patience becomes one of the most valuable assets. Those who understand the difference between price action and infrastructure development are the ones who are positioned to benefit when the market shifts. Every major expansion phase begins with a period of compression, and everything happening right now suggests that this compression phase is still ongoing. But when it ends, the shift is likely to be significant. The uncertainty seen today may eventually make sense in hindsight, but by that time, the opportunity may no longer be as clear. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.